First of all, welcome to my channel. My name is Cheese. Thanks for joining. Today I'd like to talk about peaceful protest and the role of police. Now, the ability for citizens to protest and exercise their freedom of speech is a very important part of democracy and freedom. Even if you don't necessarily hold the same views as the current protests, one day it could be you protesting. Protests that allow, as I said, freedom of speech, allow people to vent, to pass on their message to our politicians, our bureaucrats, and our fellow citizens. So, if you do attend the protest, I would suggest, be creative, use humour, make funny signs, sing, engage politely with fellow citizens to get your message across. Remember the old saying, you attract more bees with honey. You want people to get behind you and sort of join your cause. We also can't have our politicians, media, bureaucrats, police deciding what protests are allowed and what isn't. That's not how democracy works. So what is the police's role during a peaceful protest? It's exactly the same as any other day. If a person breaks a window, they get charged with property damage. If a person starts a fire, they get charged with arson. If a person commits assault, they get charged with assault. Yes, it's that simple. Now, I would also throw in not blocking footpaths and streets, because people need to get to hospital. People need to get to work, to pick up their children from school, and so on. Blocking traffic will also upset fellow citizens and will do more harm than good. So I'd strongly suggest you don't do that. Now, I've heard a lot of times people say, the police work for us, and this is true. Okay, we employ them, they are our employees. So it goes both ways. There needs to be a mutual respect sort of thing. And if the police aren't respecting the people, then we need to hold our officials accountable and our police commissioner and things like that. Okay, either replacing the police commissioner or whoever has the top job, or voting our state premiers out and replacing him with someone that understands freedom, and will represent the community, the people. So, police needs to respect the citizens, not touch them, or shoot them with rubber bullets, or use any form of spray or gas. I'll put a few photos up so you can see a few examples. No water or tasers. Oh God, if I had a taser. On the flip side, and you always got to remember that they're our employees, as I said. So we need to be careful about their OH&S as well, because they're actually working. Okay, so for example, if you have a loudspeaker, don't blast it in their ears. Most of them don't want to be there anyway. So yeah, just be careful of their health as well. And you want to get the police on our side. Yelling abuse at them when you don't really need to, it's not going to achieve anything. So yeah, it's a two-way street. But keeping in mind, if a peaceful protest does become a riot, then the police can use a little bit more force. Bare minimum, they're allowed to protect people and property. And this also needs to be reviewed every time it happens. So we need to have safe checks and balances in there. Now, I'm not a huge fan of protests. I believe if it's come to that stage, it's already too far gone. I'd rather we elect politicians who understand their job in the first place. And I'm not a big fan because our media is totally dishonest. They twist the truth to suit their agenda. And a lot of times people with opposing views join the protest and they start trouble. And To make matters worse, in any group, there's always a handful of people that ruin it for everyone. But if that's what you want to do in a free society, that's your choice. I'd rather encourage people to do other things. For example, think about running for Senate if you have that skill set. Get involved in local council. Make YouTube videos, hopefully be better than I can, that's for sure. Write songs, write poems, do artwork, be creative, do anything you can to promote freedom, even just talking to people. Now I want to share a video of a lady protesting in Sydney. She wasn't blocking any footpaths. People could easily pass or even cross the road if they felt uncomfortable. The police shouldn't have even approached her. They should not have laid a finger on her. They should have checked, is there property damage? No. Is there any fires? No. Is there any assaults? No. No one's blocking the footpath? No. They should have walked away. Now, I don't know what side of politics she is on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's a Green voter. It doesn't matter if she's a Labor voter, Conservative, One Nation, United Australian Party, whatever. We live in a democracy, not a dictatorship. I'll just show you the clip now.
Remove her hand.
Anyone else?
Can you please stop moving closer towards me? Can you stop moving closer towards me? Excuse me, she has her son with her and she's done nothing wrong.
What a joke. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing.
You are scaring a child.
You're embarrassing.
You are trying to make a point. She has done nothing illegal.
Leave her alone.
Stop it, she has her son with her.
You're embarrassing.
This other clip is of police actually chasing protesters. This isn't their job, and it certainly isn't their role. Now, I want to say the majority of police do a great job in Australia. They put their lives at risk on a daily basis. So it's one of the many reasons why Australia has become a successful nation is because of our police force and law and order. It's very important in a free society. Law and order and having a good police and a good justice system as well is very important. So the good police officers, what I need the good police officers to do is stand up to the superiors and say, no, that's not our job. Okay? In a free society, people should be allowed to peacefully protest. And I'll use that word again, peacefully. Just doing my job is no longer acceptable. Okay? We are all aware that democracy and freedom of speech is important. Now, I want to remind everyone that our Canadian friends have had their bank accounts frozen simply for protesting. This has taken authoritarianism to a dangerous new level, and we need to call it out. And I wish more of Australian politicians would call it out, especially the conservative politicians. All the politicians, Labor, Liberal and the Greens, all the politicians should be calling out the freezing of bank accounts, because one day it might be you, as I said, and this is to set a new precedent. Okay, could you imagine when they're pushing for this cashless society, they can just freeze anyone's bank account. Could you imagine that? Where you're not allowed to speak at all because they can just switch it off. So I'm very worried about this cashless society. That's a new video. That's going to be another video. There's so many ways they're attacking our freedoms, and we need to stand up now and say no, that's enough. We need to push back. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. There's a little button there somewhere. Hit it. Hit it now. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh.